Hello everybody, I'm Raphael Perry and it's time for some more Swordhaven. Now, I know it's New Year's Eve. I'm afraid I don't quite get to record Lone Wolf yet. Because honestly, I had a good night's sleep. It was a very cold night. And I now have an opportunity to record here in the morning. And I'm doing something that can be short and quick rather than more focused. So, while I was exploring this area, you may have observed maybe 2 or 3 times when I was slightly out of focus or confused or bothered. There is a reason for this. The reason is that I was searching for something I knew was in the area. And I knew I should find both the axe head and haft from which I could make a bog iron axe somewhere prior to meeting the wolves north of the bridge. Turns out there is a skeleton around here somewhere the wolves were gnawing on, which has both those parts on it. Now, I did not remember. There we are. I did not remember both of these being in the exact same place. I thought they were slightly different, but I thought they were in this area. And I completely missed the skeleton somehow while I was searching the area. So I'm going to go make that axe now. And that will give our knight a significant damage boost. But of course disable his mace specific skills. And so then we'll have to ask if we want him more for damage or crowd control in the upcoming encounter. So, yeah, if you noticed in the previous episode that I wrote a comment to myself that said note to self axe, and someone put like a +1 on it, so it's like, okay, maybe you knew what I was getting at, maybe you didn't, but it was a reminder to myself to absolutely record this episode and get this axe done quickly before I forget. So, Voodoo Kid is going to make a bog iron axe and not close the menu. Now you can close the menu. What have we got here we can make then? What weapon? What the hell do they think we can make? 'Cause that's got to be a bug, right? Oh well. So this axe has a whopping 5 to 12 damage, as opposed to the 3 to 7 for the mace, and we would lose kneecap and soft spot. Soft spot may be helpful, or we can just go for the damage for now. It also means, wait for it, we can sell off the other axe that we found, because it's a straight up downgrade. So with that done, I'm going to head back to the edge of the area and save the game. And then we'll progress to the second half of this episode, which will be a little more fiddly. Now, a few times recently I've spoken about the modded NPC Liris Fenbrook, created by the developers of the game. I will activate the mod, which will involve backing out, closing down the game, relaunching the game, you know, not a problem. And that'll all happen off camera anyway. And we'll go say hello to the character, see what she's like, and I will speak about the ways in which she is different from the game, because she's based on a somewhat outdated early access version of the game when she was created. She's an example character, and hey, she could help us in our playthrough, but there are some issues, and I'll go over it all. One of which is that recruiting her involves a tough fight that we might not succeed on the first attempt. And as I've limited time today, we'll just see how much I get to record. Okay, here we go, see you all in a bit. And we're back. So let's head out onto the world map. Now, at this point, here's the plan. We go we meet the NPC, I give an overview and talk over her, and then if we don't like her, I'll just reload the save back in Clanreach. She lives here, out in the wilderness. This is where she's waiting to be picked up. If I don't enter this space, don't interact with her, she has no part in this playthrough, so I don't even need to disable the mod if I need to, but let's pop in and say hello. So, this mod exists for a few reasons. I suspect one of them's an unspoken reason that I may have gleaned. So first off, this is an example mod, so that modders can look at it, pick it apart, learn how to modify the game, and see what they want to do with it, right? Secondly, and here she is by the way, somebody on the forums asked if there was romance in the game. And by romance, I don't mean romance, I mean BioWare style romance specifically. And the developers explained that they had not included that kind of romance in the game, and it wasn't the kind of romance they would actually like to write. They felt it was somewhat unrealistic and forced for characters to be thrown into bed together after buying affection with gifts, essentially. And that if they were to write a romance in a game, they have an idea of what they think a realistic romance would look like. And they had not included it in the game. I can't remember if they said they might do it at some point after launch, but essentially they knew how they'd do it and they had chosen not to include it in the game. When they released this mod, they said this is an example of the kind of romance we were referring to earlier that we would have liked to write. Okay? So, she's a friendly woman who we can get along with. It's not going to get all kissy-wissy and snuggly-wuggles, you know. And you don't have to interact with that part of her at all. You can just treat her as a friend and she'll be fine. Let's go say hello.
Hey,
Now, among the community there have been some concerns. One viewer has commented that they are concerned that she might be immersion breaking. From my experience with the mod in early access, she is not particularly immersion breaking. She fits in with the world quite well and feels as if she belongs to it. She will speak about things in the world, but not speak to things in the world. That is to say, she knows about the world, the culture, the flavour and everything, but she won't interact with it very much. Because she's designed as a standalone example. So, generally any conversation you have with her will be one that you initiate with her yourself. Whereas with other companion characters, occasionally they'll butt in during conversations of other NPCs or comment on things that are going on. Liris won't do that so much. She's kind of off in her own little headspace, sort of daydreaming. And she's an imaginative daydreamer kind of character. That's one way of putting it. So in that regard, it can feel as if she's a little disconnected from the world, but she does have an in-character reason for that, in that she likes to chew specotea seeds, which have a hallucinogenic effect, and sometimes she's just kind of zoned out a bit and not very focused on things. However, you can give her things like the pork lard or a bit of tortoise shell, and things that you find in the game world that are already pre-existing. And she will talk about them and her feelings about them. I think you can ask her about your companions a bit, and you can chat. You can do things like, go for walks and look at the stars and have a nice time together generally. And she's a bit friendly. She giggles a bit, but she's not necessarily the deepest of characters at the moment. Anyway, a young woman looks at you with a small, almost guilty smile. Hey, don't mind the mess. It used to be home. Mine, actually. Charmed, I'm sure. She scratches her head. Look, I wouldn't ask, but I kinda need someone's help. Really? Uh-huh. I recently returned to this land to find a family heirloom, a kind of sparkly rock hidden in the old hearth. Long story, it's all I got left from my father. But of course a bunch of lowlives are currently occupying the ruins of our family estate. What's the heirloom? It's the Stone of Arcanum. Yes, I know, sounds spooky and all, but trust me, it will all make sense if you help me. I'm not necessarily sure that it will, but anyway. What should I call you? Liris Fenbrook. Well, it's nice to meet you, Liris. Will you help me? Yeah, okay. Thank you. Just don't let them flank you. We'll see who flanks whom. There has been a concern raised that her portrait looks like AI-generated art, and I can kind of see that a little bit. I will say her portrait does feel like it has a different style to the other portraits in the game, but she salutes you. One or two of the other companion portraits in the game, who we haven't met yet, look like it might be... Yeah, I'm thinking of one in particular, looks like it might be AI-generated art as well. I am not a fan of that particular way of doing things. And don't necessarily want to include it in the game. And if that is an immersion breaker, so be it. I'll have to think about that. So this path leads to her home, where there are a gang of ne'er-do-wells. Let's work our way around the side and prepare to tackle them. Now, this gang of villains have no portraits. They're literal, like, placeholder thugs. If we can get this space between the tree stump and the boulder... Let's back it up. We're good. And then you, sir, can go wait here. Also, this area has no fight music, because it's just a mod. Once we have dealt with these foes, we can make friends of Liris proper, and take her into the party. This individual, with the sword and shield and armour, is going to be hard work. Although we can obtain those things from him when he passes. 2 turns, 8 stamina. Okay, we'll hold on then. Okay, we'll reduce our action point cost for 2 turns, but that will include this one. And we'll hold and hold. Let them come in. Now, this group of individuals is difficult to tackle at level 3. With a level 4 party, they are more manageable. However, right, we will go precise poke, 68, or we'll go for the 68. Oh, that's not good. Where was I going here? So, we've got our super axe, but no mace skills. Let's just lay into this man and try take him out. However, while it hits harder, we're only getting 2 attacks instead of 3. Now, I'm going to try set up a knockback kick. Excellent stuff. And he's heavily armoured, but we'll try hit him once more. Oh, not so good. Okay. So anyway, as I was saying, it's easier to tackle this group with a level 4 party. However, As I said, Liris is based on an outdated version of the game. And in that version, companion characters did not join the party at an experience total relative to the party's level. They came in at a set level. And she comes in as a level 2 character, and we're currently level 3. If we wait till level 4 to pick her up, we're going to have a very hard time indeed. We are going to drink the Potion of Prowess to increase our accuracy. 58 or 79. This man needs to go, absolutely, 100%. He is a massive threat. Gintar, however, can 60, 54, 62, that's good. But let's just see if we can get some serious damage in. It's not ideal, but it will do. And maybe we need to start hitting other people now, because he is heavily armoured. Or we just pile on the damage and try for a kill. Oh, not good. Now let's back up round here, because this individual is going to need dealing with shortly. So yeah, Liris comes in at level 2, and she has an outdated character build, by which I mean to say that every companion character comes with a personal, unique ability. When she was added to the game, that was not the case. The unique abilities for companion characters were added slightly later, so she doesn't have one. Anyway, let's just see if we can make it through this fight first before passing judgment on her. Right. You're not bleeding anymore, so let's just go for the damage. Okay, that's 1. Oh, that's not good. Do we have any healing potions at all? I should have probably made some before coming here. Okay, well this is going to be very tough then.
For the dragon!
This one, because we can get him like this. Huh. Mate, come on.
I just can't do it.
Why not?
I just can't do it.
Okay, fine. Well, that's going to really hurt us. Oh no, and he's drunk a healing potion. Now we're screwed. Let's just hope we make it through this fight, because it can be... Nope. Okay. That's actually too big. We're going to have to reload that one, I'm afraid. Okay.
I'm on it.
So, let's just skip through this again. Alright. And this time, we're going to swap back to the mace for crowd control. And hope that it helps. Here they come. That's great. We absolutely need to be utilizing the terrain to our advantage here. You know what? Maybe you just go hang between these 2 points here and then let them rush in. So this is a nasty group of individuals, but we do get some good items from them. The fellow with the sword and shield and helmet drops pretty much all his gear when he dies. He drops the sword, the shield, the helmet, piece of armor, and an axe. Let's just pass and let them come. And of course they stick bleeding on the one person who can't remove conditions from himself. And we need to be... Alright. We know what's happening to you. Okay. Let's just get that off him. Weak potion of innovation, sure. And precise poke, you. And miss, that's a shame. Okay. Obviously he is easier to strike. Let's go for the headshot. Excellent, the confusion is king here. And then spread some damage. Maybe even back it up a little bit like that. You do not like this man. He is a bad man, a wicked man, who should absolutely be knocked down. That was unexpected, but I'll take it. Oh, I don't like that. I mean, no, it works. He wasn't hitting anyone. Okay? Unlike these individuals. Yeah. Alright, well he should be quite easy to hit on the ground, so let's take him out. And then go for someone who two people can hit.
Time to die.
Can we get 3 hits in? I think we can. Not quite. Oh, that's a shame. Okay. But we can do this. Bop. Gotcha. And then back out here to present a target. Yes. Blech. That's what I get for early morning recording after sleeping on the sofa all night. Now, you stay confused. That's perfect. I mean, what the others are doing is less perfect.
Not even close.
Ow, we don't like you at all, mate.
Retrying.
Alright, we do need to keep hitting this man though, so... Sure. And if we throw in on guard, just to keep ourselves up a little... Maybe go for a confusion here.
I challenge you,
Bop.
sir. Feel
And
dragon
then try to
fury.
strike this man a few more
It's too
times.
late to repent.
Oh, that's really good. You know what? While we're at it, then. Yes. Huh. And a back kick, please. Back you go. And we're going to step a little closer. Sounds a bit like a song. Oh, yeah, he's confused. That's great. This man is not confused.
Looks
And we'll be getting our
I'm done for.
fairly undivided attention in the not too distant future. Because we got a man with a mace and the will to use it.
You better start praying.
Good. Not quite so good. And you can even back out slightly. Right. Go whack. Excellent. And again, please. This does rob us of a third attack, but it all works. Now, you are hurting. And you are about to be hurting. Close enough. The confused men haven't started attacking each other yet, but they're doing enough. They're running around like headless chickens, not hurting us. That's great. They're dazed, disoriented. And that is excellent. Can we get one more, please? No, we can't. So let's just move aside and let the others join in. Can we get you? No. We tried, though. Right. Oh, great.
There's no way.
Alright.
Ouch! 'Tis but a flesh wound.
We can work on this. Unless the second one focuses, at which case we may be in a spot of bother.
Ah!
Right. Oh, really? That was tragic. Okay. And can we get you... Please.
You
That's great.
scoundrel!
Now,
You best start running.
oh, that's wonderful. And again, please. Excellent. So now they are all down. Let's loot almost all the bodies. And our knight can carry these. We've got a leather jacket, cestus, knife, dull spear, stick, and a jade statuette. So far, nothing too special. He is bleeding, and well, he stopped bleeding now.
I'm here.
And this body contains 4 healing salves. We'll give those to the knight. A Slurium axe of decent quality. If we compare it to this, 5 to 12, 4 bleed. We have 5 to 13, 4% bleed chance. So ever so slightly better than the Bog Iron axe, but not massively so. It's heavier as well. So in terms of weight, it's probably not the most efficient. The Malvian round shield has no block chance, but it does increase damage threshold. That's it. So you're getting hit if you use that shield. The Malvian breastplate gives a physical protection. It's comparable to the kind of metal armor we can get, and it's not that good actually necessarily, but it's good for now. Disdain, a sword that does 4 to 12 damage, armor piercing plus 10. It's the armor piercing that makes this good. And the ancient Malvian helmet gives a bit of damage resistance, knockdown resistance, and a lot of panic resistance. Now, that is a lot of panic resistance. However, in the not too distant future, we will be able to obtain a metal helmet that offers a similar amount of panic resistance as part of the main game. For now, though, we can equip our knight with impressive equipment that makes him look like a true warrior. And here we have the chest, containing the Stone of Arcanum, which has nothing to do with Call of Cthulhu or Batman. It's bizarre that most people know the Arkham name from Batman instead of the H.P. Lovecraft works, but yeah. Now let's go meet this lovely young lass. The young woman almost hugs you. You did it! I thought... well, never mind what I thought. Thank you. It was my pleasure. One more thing. I need to get to Swordhaven, and the guards there aren't exactly handing out invitations to folks like me. But you look respectable enough to get us through, though, don't you think? Or folks like you? You know, looks around. Folks with a questionable thief-related legacy. Alright, let's go. You won't regret this. Near everyone knows Liris Fenbrook is light on her feet, handy with a lock, and rarely talks in her sleep. That's a promise. A promise, eh? Okay, let's go. Lead the way. So this is Liris Fenbrook. She is level 2, on the way to level 3, and unlike the other companions, she would be this level whatever point in the game we picked her up at. Furthermore, her skills are predetermined. She has a high-ish bladed weapon skill, very high ranged weapon and stealth skill, and lockpicking. And good for medicine as well, because she's used to taking substances. When it comes to abilities, she has none, but she has one. She has the lacerating arrowfall skill. I'm not going to read it just now, because this skill has essentially been removed from the game. It used to be one of the first two arrow skills. I think Bullseye. I think it's been replaced by Make Space. Jump 5 steps away from a target. This action removes your engaged status. And this ability, I believe, used to have a different icon. Now, this is where things get a little bit risky. Because this skill has been removed from the available skills in the game, it's not on the ability list yet. If we go to abilities for any other character, they have their learned abilities and their personal extra ability. Because this ability is not in any category, if we unlearn this ability with her, she won't get another one to replace it. She won't get the ability point back because this ability didn't exist, but it does, So she has, I think, she can get another ability at level 3 or 4. But essentially she has... Yeah, because everyone starts with 1. They get 1 at level 3, right? One moment. Every 2 levels. Yeah, so 1 at level 2. She has 1 ability for starting. She does not have a level 2 ability. And going forwards from... So if we consider this to be her personal unique ability, because she doesn't have one, then she's still an ability short. Now that's okay, right? It's a bit of a balancing thing. She's not as powerful as others. She comes with a bow and 35 copper arrows. Arrows can get used up very quickly. You can recover some of them after battle, but not all of them. Now, the most immersion-breaking thing about her is her carrying capacity. Which is based on strength affects carry weight, luck affects it, dexterity, and endurance. She has low strength and endurance. Her carrying capacity is significantly higher than characters with comparable stats. I don't know why, but her being able to carry things around is useful and helpful. She can also act in a fight. We could give her the Malvian sword, right? And a few protective items. Slap it on there as an alternate weapon. And there we have an extra party member who is going to have less active abilities than any other party member, a slightly higher carrying capacity, and is a nice fun person to be around. Having an extra body may affect the balance in certain fights. But she's not necessarily the best fighter. She's more there for the company and to be a little bit extra rather than to replace a regular full-on companion. Now, the party formations show 5 party members, right? There was a moment in time where having a 6th party member, because of Liris, could prevent the party from moving. You could select everyone, and you couldn't select everyone. You had to select everyone individually. The group select wouldn't work on 6 characters. And so moving the party would become a nuisance. That got fixed and patched, not a problem. The mod has not been updated, so she doesn't have... Now, I know there are a very few quest reward potions in the game that allow us to respec a character, at which point we could probably replace the lacerating arrowfall with other abilities and build her as a balanced character with the same abilities as everyone else. Remember, when she was in the game, Budukid came with slightly higher combat stats and more skill points in crafting and martial arts. I think he also came about half a level to a whole level ahead of the rest of the party. He came in like... You'd meet him at level 2 in the Slavers encampment, and he would be nearly level 4. You'd be nearly level 3, you know. And we do have some minor experience differences between characters, that's fine. So, here she is. Now we can get a close look at her portrait. The way the wrinkles are shaped does give an AI art kind of vibe, as does the direct look at camera, at the viewer. She actually reminds me of a boy I used to know, with the pointiness of the corners of the jaw and the cheekbones. Anyway, I'm gonna leave the area so as to create an autosave, and then I'll just head back to Clam Reach, get inside, and we're back where we started the episode. So I'm gonna pop this video up, let you guys discuss what you think of her, if we should let her tag along or not. We will be... One moment. World map. We need to cross this river to get to Swordhaven. There is a town here. In that town, we will pick up another companion. It won't be straight away. There's 2 companions there, and they absolutely hate each other. We can only take one. And when we arrive in the city of Swordhaven, we will pick up one more companion whose portrait looks as suspiciously like AI-generated art as that of Liris. So I can't say for certain. I think some of the NPC portraits might look a bit AI-generated as well. I'm not sure, right? If we can live with this portrait and have this character around, she's not a massive immersion breaker. She does have a decent amount of content that we can reveal through speaking to her and saying, hey girl, let's talk a bit. You know, we can talk about things that we can't necessarily always speak about with the others. Like, so she's kind of a bit situationally aware of the no, she's locationally aware, but not necessarily aware of the situation she's in so much. I have a personal thing on my mind, and we can say, here's a present, I want to talk about you, or just, you know, leave it for now. So yeah, she's fun to have around, and she is incredibly useful as a thief. The character we'll pick up in Swordhaven is a thief. The character we could pick up in the other town, where we need to cross the river, one is a warrior, and the other is kind of a slightly thiefy finesse dagger expert. So she's a bit outdated. She works, she doesn't break anything, she's been fixed. But while she doesn't break anything, being slightly outdated makes her possibly slightly broken. As in, this is her ability for being level 1. She has no ability for being level 2. And she has no unique personal ability. So she'll be a bit low on the abilities front. We could use her to unlock things and carry stuff. We could use her as a human shield in a fight if we get in tougher things. Or we could say, maybe she's throwing the balance out of whack a bit, or feels like forcing an extra character in. We don't need her that much. I was somewhat inclined to take her along until the issue of this possibly being AI-generated art was raised. I'm not happy with that, so yeah. Anyway, you guys have a little natter down in the discussion section. Leave a few comments. Particularly, I'd be interested to know what the person who was concerned that she might feel immersion breaking would feel. Honestly, I can assure you she feels like she fits in with the world. She just feels slightly less aware of the world than the other companion characters are sometimes. I have not taken her into the city of Swordhaven proper with any saves during early access, so I'm not sure if she has any content in there, because she said she wants to get into the city of Swordhaven. I don't know if she actually has any unique personal stuff to do in there or not. But hey, she got us a few more experience points, so that's nice. Yeah, I could kind of take her or leave her. I like having her around, but I'm not going to be too upset if we don't have her. So there we are. You guys, let me know what you think, and in the next episode, we'll either have her in the party, or I'll be loading up the earlier save when she was not in the party, and continuing from there. Thank you all for watching, guys. I will look forward to seeing the discussion in the comments section, and see you all next time. Bye for now then.